Welcome to the Perrysburg Podcast, episode 90. I'm your host, Perrysburg resident Kim Newlove. The Perrysburg Podcast is a resource for Perrysburg residents, future and current Perrysburg residents. We talk about what's in Perrysburg and why people like to live here. Our website is perrysburgpodcast.com. Parks are one of the reasons that people like to live in Perrysburg, and today we're talking about Municipal Park. The address for your GPS is 945 Elm Street, Perrysburg, Ohio. This park has 3 parking lots, 2 on Elm Street and 1 on Locust Street. There's also street parking along Elm Street. If you drive to the park and you have a disability placard, accessible parking spaces are available. If you ride your bike to the park, there are also bike racks on site as well. At least 2 bike racks there at Municipal Park. Bring a lock. I know I mentioned that this park is on Elm Street, but what's around this park? Municipal Park's neighbor to the north is Toth Elementary School. Otherwise, this park is surrounded by homes in a residential neighborhood. If you have access to Google Maps, you can actually zoom in on Municipal Park and see everything that this park has to offer from a bird's eye view. It looks great, and in case you've moved away and you want to see what Municipal Park looks like currently, a fairly recent picture is on Google Maps. At this time, I will review the features of Municipal Park, and then I'll go through the list one at a time. By my count, there are at least 17 noteworthy features. They are number 1, the pool, number 2, the baseball and softball diamonds. Some of them have lights, by the way. Number 3 is batting cages. Number 4, a playground. Number 5, a little free library. Number 6, a basketball court. Number 7, 2 tennis courts. Number 8, 6 pickleball courts. Number 9, drinking fountains. Number 10, the Rec Building, or the Summer Rec Building as I call it. Number 11, an AED and a bleeding control kit, and that's right there at the Summer Rec Building. Number 12, benches. Number 13, picnic tables. Number 14, walking paths. These are asphalt paved, by the way. Number 15, an open field, and that is near Toth Elementary School, and I think of it as a soccer field. Number 16 is free Wi-Fi, and number 17 is signage. I'll go through each feature one at a time and say a little something about each one. First, Municipal Park has a pool. This is the only park in Perrysburg with a swimming pool. I did an episode on the Municipal Park pool last year. That's episode 48, so I'll refer you to that for all the details. We talked about location, which of course is Elm Street, hours of operation, cost, features, the unofficial Facebook page, and pool parties. I would recommend that you listen to episode 48 to learn more. The only thing that I don't think I mentioned in that episode was that there are outdoor swimming lessons at the pool every summer. The pool is not heated, by the way, and outdoor swimming lessons in June typically have the coldest water temps of the whole summer. So if your kiddo is sensitive to water temperature, keep the water temperature in mind. The July session just might be a better fit for your child. Back in the day, my son Derek, who's almost 20, took swim lessons all summer long. I think he did both sessions, and he loved meeting the kids, playing the games, and learning how to swim. I don't think he cared what the water temperature was, but anyways, either way you slice it, I highly recommend the swim lessons at Perrysburg's Municipal Pool. Outdoor swimming lessons are fun. Number 2 on my list is the baseball and softball diamonds. There are 5 diamonds total. I believe that one of them is for T-ball or small children. It's certainly the smallest diamond there. Meyer Field is for the older kids, and the other 3 diamonds are for a range of kids from elementary through junior high. And some of the diamonds have lights. I remember when my son Derek used to play baseball through PABSC, it was always a big deal, very exciting to play under the lights. I have spent a lot of time in the bleachers there at Municipal Park watching my son Derek play baseball. When he got a little bit older, his first job was being a baseball umpire. I thought it was really cool to have that continuum. He started off being a player there at Municipal Park, and then he ended up being an umpire. If your son or daughter is interested in playing baseball or softball here in Perrysburg, check out pabsc.org. That's pabsc.org. You can learn about playing ball in the Perrysburg Amateur Baseball and Softball Commission. That's what PABSC stands for. I'll put a link to that website in the show notes for you today. That'll be either in the description for this podcast episode on your podcast player or on perrysburgpodcast.com. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3 on my list is the batting cages. I counted 3 batting cages when I stopped by the park this month. As far as I know, anyone can use those batting cages if they're unlocked. But if someone schedules practice time on the fields, I recommend that you let them have the cages. Number 4 is the playground. The playground at Municipal Park is new and it is wonderful. It was just installed within the last 2 years. As I record this, it is April 2025, and this new playground has swings, slides, monkey bars, climbing toys, some newfangled soft impact ground cover. I have no idea what it's called, but it's kind of rubbery. They have shade structures and more. It's a great playground. If you have not been to the new playground at Municipal Park, stop by soon. Number 5 is a little free library. It's right next to the playground. Do you know what a little free library is? It is a book exchange box. Municipal Park's Little Free Library is a wooden blue and yellow box with a glass front door. It sits on a 4x4 post. You can't miss it. If you need a book, you take a book, and if you want to give away a book, put one inside. These can be children's books or books for adult readers. I've seen both inside. There you go, Little Free Library, number 5. Number 6 is the basketball court. Municipal Park has a full court basketball court. It is very popular in the summer and the court's in great shape. Next up is number 7, the tennis courts. There are 2 tennis courts at Municipal Park. Recently, a sign was added to the tennis courts. I think that's new here in 2025. The court was named the Al Rava Tennis Facility. I hope I am saying the last name correctly. Underneath the sign, there's information about Al Rava, and there's also a bench. 8 is next, the pickleball courts. Municipal Park has 6 pickleball courts. If you don't play pickleball yet, I know I don't, it seems like a fairly easy game to learn. There are pickleball court rules posted on the fence outside the courts, and you can borrow equipment at no cost from Way Public Library. The 9th feature at Municipal Park is the drinking fountains. There are at least 3 drinking fountains. We've got one near the concession stand, one by the playground, and one at Meyer Field. Number 10 is next. That's the Rec Building, or what I call the Summer Rec Building. This building is right by the parking lot there off of Elm Street. It has bathrooms, a concession stand, classrooms, and vending machines. And then recently, an AED and a bleeding control kit were added. Those are number 11. I thought they warranted their own number to bring attention to the fact that we now have an AED and a bleeding control kit there right next to the Summer Rec Building. Where is this AED and this bleeding kit? They're on the side of the rec building that faces the tennis courts. And just a quick word about the summer rec program. I know I'm bouncing around between 11 and 10, but the summer rec program is something that goes on every year at the Municipal Park. The city of Perrysburg has a summer recreation program. My kids loved this when they were little, and I think their favorite thing was Something about water. They had slip and slides, water balloons, and all the big kids were running the games. And afterwards, everybody got what they called a freezy pop. They were not popsicles, they were actually these plastic tubes, and the big kids would cut off the top, and then you push it up from the bottom, and boom, freezy pop. The kids loved them. You can learn more about the City of Perrysburg's Summer Rec program on the City of Perrysburg's website. And then tune in to episode 91 of the Perrysburg podcast next week to hear more about the Summer Rec program from the program director. Number 12 is benches. Municipal Park has lots of benches. They're near all the courts, the basketball court, pickleball court, tennis court, all the courts. And then the baseball diamonds have dugouts, and there are benches at the playground. There are lots of benches throughout Municipal Park, lots of places to sit. Next up is number 13, more places to sit. We've got picnic tables. There are picnic tables near the playground and at the pool. That does it for the picnic tables. That was a quick one. We have just 4 more features on my list, then I'll wrap this episode up. Number 14 is walking paths. Municipal Park has some walking paths. They are asphalt paved walking paths. They go all the way from the northernmost corner near Toth Elementary School all the way over to that area by the T-ball diamond that is near Locust Street. I'm not sure of the distance, but I would say it's at least a quarter of a mile from that Toth Elementary area all the way over to the T-ball diamond area by Locust Street. Now, if you have a stroller or a wheelchair, Municipal Park's walking paths are super easy to navigate. Plus, there's a lot to look at when the weather's nice. There's baseball games, softball games, there's people swimming, there's people doing summer rec activities, so you'll enjoy the scenery as well. Number 15 is an open field. This open field is located near Toth Elementary School. There's lots of parking spaces right in front of it. I think of this field as a soccer field. Why do I think of it as a soccer field? Because of the summer rec program. They often have soccer programs right there on that grassy field. My son Derek had I think a goalie camp one year when he was in elementary school, and wouldn't you know it, he was a goalie, so that goalie camp was very helpful. Just 2 features left, then we'll wrap this up. Number 16 is free Wi-Fi. Municipal Park has free Wi-Fi, courtesy of the City of Perrysburg and Amplex Internet. Thank you to the city and Amplex for providing this feature. Sometimes we parents need our Wi-Fi. Maybe we're waiting in the car for baseball practice to end, and it's kind of nice to be able to tap into that Wi-Fi. And the 17th and final feature of Municipal Park is signage. I always like to say something about the signage because when you walk past it all the time, you don't look at it, but there's actually a lot of good information on the signage there at Municipal Park. The parking lots at Locust Street and Elm Street both have large signs with park information and rules. For example, the park is open from dawn to dusk, except for some of the courts, pickleball, and tennis. The signage also tells you where you can find the new AED. So next time you're at the park, take a look at the signage. If you've never taken a minute to look at it, check out the signs. That does it for the features of Municipal Park. Municipal Park is one of Perrysburg's busiest parks during the summer months. I'm sure you can imagine why. Lots of different courts, the pool, all that activity. If you have not been to Municipal Park and you're thinking of moving to Perrysburg, check out Municipal Park. You can find the show notes for this episode on perrysburgpodcast.com. In the show notes, you will find a link to Municipal Park on the City of Perrysburg's website, a list of the other parks previously featured on the Perrysburg podcast, a link to PABSC, just in case you want to learn more about baseball and softball here in Perrysburg. We've got a link to the 2025 Summer Rec Program brochure and more. If you would like to be notified by email each time a new episode of the Perrysburg podcast comes out, go ahead and sign up for the newsletter. You'll find that on perrysburgpodcast.com. I'll email you every week. You can also subscribe to or follow the Perrysburg podcast on your favorite podcast player and YouTube to get each new episode right when it comes out. Go ahead and share this episode with your park loving friends. Thank you very much for listening today, and I'll talk to you next week.